Hey everyone, welcome to Yarngasm. I'm Kristen, also known as Voolenvine on Ravelry and Twitter, and this is episode 50. We made it to 50! How exciting is that? I'm very excited. I started this podcast maybe 2 years ago, so it's been slow going, but we made it. We made it. And basically, I just want to give a quick, big thank you to everyone out there who, without you, the listeners, viewers, I probably would not be doing this. I started as a fun project, and it's just been so fun, because I essentially I just really enjoy and love the knitting community that comes along with podcasting. So if I didn't do this, I probably wouldn't know some of the people that I know today who also love to knit, and for that, I'm floored. I love it. So thank you for tuning in whenever I update a new podcast, and for just saying hello or enjoying my show. So thank you. And 50 more to go, and we'll be at 100. So yeah. And that said, housekeeping note: another video podcast. I know there's some of you who prefer the audio, and then there's some of you who really liked last week's episode where I got to show you what I'm working on and whatnot. So I have a plan to give you the best of both worlds. Whenever I record a video podcast, I will also save it as an audio podcast. So it will show up in your iTunes feed. So fret not, it will show up in your iTunes feed. But if you are into the video podcast, you will have to go to blip.tv, which is a website and which hosts video podcasts, and search Voolenvine, that's Voolenvine, or Yarngasm, Yarngasm, and the show should pop up. In the meantime, I will try and find a way to get the video podcast on iTunes as well, but until then, stay tuned. But yeah, that said, housekeeping notes covered. Let's get on with the show. So yeah, it's what is it? September 5th, I believe. September 5th, Wednesday. Last day of my knitcation. Dennis and I had gone up to the Cape. Obviously, if you listen, we go as much as we can for Labor Day weekend, and we had a really nice, enjoyable time enjoying nature. And forgive me if I'm blown out. I'm trying to get as much natural light in here as possible, but right now I look really ghostly, so apologies. But anyway, went up to the Cape, had a nice time, but then, usually we come back late on Sundays, and I'm too exhausted to get back to work. So I decided to just give myself a little, knitcation, and I took 2 days off, so I've just been merrily knitting away these past few days, and much needed knitting time, actually. Time to recharge the batteries, I don't know. But yeah, so far it's been fun, and why not put out a podcast? Plus I have stuff to show you this week anyway, so let's get to it. What's on the needles? Well, sorry, I'm sitting here cross-legged and trying to figure out how to do this without dropping it. Okay, so first up, Even Star. I managed to put a dent in it, and I'm happy to say that I'm all done with chart 2. Chart 2, complete. But I started, so here we go. Here's where I'm at. I don't know if you can make it out, hopefully. And I'm still on the first skein of yarn. And again, I'm using Knit Picks Gloss in their lace weight. And the color is Sterling, which is a solid icy gray. So while it's a solid gray, there's like a hint of blue to it. A little, not too much, but it's gray. So yeah, this is all the way up to chart 2. And as you can see here, I'll show you where I messed up last time. Okay. All right. Now, you see this little point right here, this little triangular bit right there? You see on the last one when I frogged all the way back, I ripped, and then somehow I didn't start on the appropriate line, on the appropriate row that I should have, and I ended up with a second leafy bit right here. Not so good. But this time, I managed it. So it all is good, all is right with the world, and I'm not crying. And amazingly, I did not need a lifeline yet. I'm probably asking for it. I should, since I'm at about 560 stitches all the way around on this thing. Look at that. Yeah, that is 560 stitches, my friends. Scary, right? And not for nothing, chart 3 is taking forever. Oh my god. I think I spent maybe 4 hours knitting on this yesterday, and I'm still on row 4 of chart 3. So I'm in for it, guys. This is going to be a while before I finish it. But I have the day, so let's see if I can get to row 6, maybe, let's say. Cross fingers. I feel like I was going to say something. Yeah, but anyway, I should probably loop through a lifeline on here since I'm dealing with so many stitches. Yeah, so this is going to be a work in progress, I see now. It's funny though, because like while I was knitting chart 2, I was like, oh, this is going fast. I could just knit on this forever. Now it's like, when am I going to get to the next row? Anyway, next project. So while I couldn't work on Even Star the whole entire time, obviously, in the car, whatever, it's very intricate. I need to be alone, focused on my game with this project. So naturally, I cast on a sock, because sock knitting is my go-to project for every car ride that we go on. Except this time around, I decided to cast on something a little bit more interesting, engaging, because frankly, I think I've knit enough vanilla socks to, before I go, whatever. Anyway, these are this pattern is called Fafafa Socks by, who is it? By Lois Leong, and it's a free pattern on Ravelry. You can download it, and this is using Blue Moon Fiber Blue Moon Fiber Arts Socks That Rock Lightweight in their Everyday Gray colorway, which again is another, it's a semi-solid light gray, but then again there's like a hint of blue to it, like it's a cool gray almost. I love gray. I'm on a gray kick these days, I guess. Go figure. If it's not green, it's gray. If it's not gray, it's purple. I don't know. These are my go-to colors. So here you go. And so far, I've really, really enjoyed knitting these. They're not as quick as vanilla socks, but as you can see, like, they stretch out to be like this lovely, simple cable pattern. And while I'm okay knitting without a cable needle, for these I did need a cable needle because for whatever reason it's a little tricky to. If you decide to cast these on, you'll see what I mean. If you figure out a way how to knit without a cable needle, by all means, please tell me your secret. How do you do it? But yeah, as you can see, I just knit 2 inches ribbing, knit 2, purl 2, and then I did the pattern repeat for maybe 1, 2, 3, like three pattern repeats before I did the traditional heel, reinforced heel, and I'm getting there. One sock almost done. So that's pretty much what I've been working on these past few weeks. Nothing really. Oh, well, I know I have a whole bunch of other stuff, packed away that I really need to get a move on, namely my pomme de pin cardigan, which I really want to finish for Rhinebeck. I would like to have a sweater ready for Rhinebeck. I did last year, but for whatever reason, it wasn't cold enough. My Harpswell sweater, which I designed, I did. Well, it was basically using the Elizabeth Zimmerman percentage system, and then I just kind of improvised the Fair Isle design along the cuff and the neckline, and so it was a fun project. I could definitely see myself doing another one of those. And what else? But yeah, pomme de pin, I really want to finish that for Rhinebeck. Is it going to happen? I can't guarantee anything. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. And also my hanging garden stole. That's still in the works. Slow moving again. I can't guarantee when that'll be done. maybe a couple of months. I don't know. But yeah, it's very slow going. In the meantime, that's pretty much what's on the needles at the moment. And apologies, I am very ghastly looking right now. Yeah, I definitely need to get a better camera if I'm going to keep doing these video things. But anyway. Oh yes, and my lovely and amazing co-host, Bella the cat, is sleeping. She says hello though. Say hi, Bella. Maybe she'll make an appearance later. I don't know. She needs her rest. Yarn acquisitions. Yay! Sorry, I keep saying but blah, 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 blah. While I was in Cape Cod, I had the chance to visit my favorite LYS, Adventures in Knitting. Love the name. And I finally caught them while they were open. And granted, this is Sunday, so I called them up in the morning to make sure that they were going to be open. She said, because it was a holiday weekend, she's like, 4:30, but if business is slow, maybe we'll close early at 4 o'clock. So I told Dennis, I'm like, we're going. And I dragged him to the yarn store. And I purchased this. Oh my goodness, I am sorry. As you can see, I'm on a neon kick as well. This is, I don't know what happened to the label, it fell off. It's around here anyway. But if I can find it, I'm sorry. This is wow. It's Frog Tree Petty Boot. It's Frog Tree's Petty Boot sock, yarn line. And it's very, very neon, as you can see. But I love it. I love it. I couldn't resist, even though I know I'm not going to be knitting a shawl with this, most likely socks. I fell in love. I had to get it, and I've already made a mess of the twist. So let me see if I can retwist it for you. But yeah, it was retailed at $15, and for that you get 255 yards. Hello, trying to multitask here. And obviously that is not enough to knit a whole entire pair of socks, like a full-fledged, leg and everything. So I think what I'm going to do, these are going to be like a fun quickie project for me. Maybe some ankle socks, just vanilla. Who knows, maybe I'll add a little pattern to it. It is such a, it's a solid color, so I could definitely get some pattern definition in there. And again, that was the Frog Tree Petty Boo sock yarn. I don't want to blind you guys again, but yeah. Ooh, I need a better camera for this stuff. But and also, if you're thinking about visiting, just FYI, if you happen to be in Cape Cod and want to visit Adventures in Knitting, they are actually moving to a less convenient spot for me, unfortunately. But I mean, I'll still go because I love it. They are actually going to be moving to 105 Route 137 Suite B in Harwich, Massachusetts. So here's the flyer that they gave me. Again, it got a little wet. I don't know how that happened. I spilled my drink on it. But yeah, if you are interested in going, there it is. They are moving to that location. I will, of course, post information on the website if you're interested. And if you have the flyer, you get to save 20% on your entire purchase. So if you're in Massachusetts, go now and get the flyer. You get a discount. Anyway, you heard it from me. What else? That is basically it. While I was there, I was walking out, and they had a mannequin and draped. They had two mannequins, and on one was the hanging garden stool. If you remember in the last episode, I told you about it. They were closed, but I peeked in with my friend. I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm knitting that, the hanging garden stool," and they knit one too. This week they had the mannequins standing outside of the store, and there was another shawl draped on the other mannequin that I fell in love with. And I asked the lady there. I asked her, which pattern is this? Is it for sale? And she goes, "Oh yeah, we have a whole pattern here." And she had a whole packet. It was $8, and it's called Summer in Kansas. The Summer in Kansas shawl by Katie Nagorny and Anne Swanson, and it's published in apparently their pattern company is called Two Old Bags. Two Old Bags, and and I asked her. I said, Is it available to download online?" And I got the idea that knitting Adventures in Knitting, they're not on the internet as much as they should be. They don't really. They know about Ravelry, but they're not on Ravelry. And I think I've had this conversation with them about this before. I'm like, "Are you on Ravelry?" And they're like, "No, we don't really go there." And I'm like, "Why? Go on Ravelry. You need to." Anyway, she said she doesn't know, but if I want to check, it is available to purchase on their website, which, yes, I will post a link to on the show notes. And I looked it up on Ravelry, and sure enough, it's available to download. Gorgeous pattern, $8. And again, I should probably describe it. It's a triangular lace shawl, and it's very Nancy. It's very in the same vein as like Nancy Bush and Evelyn A. Clark, and by that I mean like Estonian lace. Just think of like the swallowtail shawl. It's like that, but on a grander scale. And then the whole edging, like once you knit the whole triangle, the edging is added on, and it's just so lovely. So give that a look. I want to cast it on immediately, obviously, and I'm trying to not buy any more yarn, but that never happens. But I was stash diving, and I came across this little puppy right here. The yarn that I purchased in Maine at Halcyon Yarn Company. It's their Victorian line, 2-ply wool. And if you remember, I was knitting the Karais shawl, which I severely lost interest in. I don't know why. I just wasn't feeling it. I was knitting, and I was just like, I don't know. Which is a shame, because it's a really pretty pattern. I think with another kind of yarn, I think I'll revisit the Karais shawl, but I'm debating. I mean, this seems like such a typical, a traditional yarn to use with such a traditional pattern. But my only gripe with this yarn is that, well, the color is lovely. The fiber itself isn't as soft as I would like it to be, but you can feel the lanolin. It's wool. But at the same time, I think like once it's itchy, but once you block it out, it kind of like softens up a bit. So I'm debating whether or not to order more of this. Again, there's no colorway name on here. It's It's all numbered. So, but I will post a link to the exact color number in the show notes. Yeah, like that. If I have to, the gripe of the episode this week is, yarn dyers, please name your yarn. I mean, these two, they have no fun names. It's all numbers. Who wants? Come on, have a little fun. That's half the fun of buying yarn, is looking at the colorway names and having a little fun with it. Like I should just name these myself. Key lime pie. I don't know. I have to think about it. But anyway. Yeah, so that's my gripe. Please have a little fun with your naming your colorways. It's appreciated. That's all. So that's that. Yarn choice for summer in Kansas shawl to be determined. And I need a drink break, guys. Diet Coke. Okay, I think that's what I needed, because I was tripping up on my tongue a little bit. So the next part of this episode I'm very excited to tell you about is a book review. And full disclosure, Cooperative Press contacted me and asked if I would like to review some of their knitting books, their pattern books, and I would love to. So I told her I would love to, and she sent me a couple copies, which I will be reviewing over the course of the next few weeks. So this week I will be reviewing Fresh Design Scarves from Cooperative Press, which is actually one of 4 books. There's men, scarves, shawls, and sweaters. And let me see. I'm referring to my notes here, guys. And what will be, it's a 10-book series from Fresh Design. Fresh Design series will be a collection of 10 pattern books, all edited by Shannon Oki. So basically, they're a collection of books from new and upcoming designers, which is great. I'm always excited to stumble on new designers. Um, so yeah, let's get to it. And I'm gonna do my best before I publish the video podcast to edit in some photos. So experimental. I'm experimenting here, guys. So bear with me. Thanks. So yeah, I mean, I'll just get to it. What I liked about the book. Great photos, lovely photos, straightforward. They don't try to hide anything. You know, like how in Vogue knitting they do like all these crazy poses and everything. No, it's straightforward. Like all the people are basically just modeling as they would wear them, which I love. And yeah, and they use such great color yarns and everything, and it's just, I love it. So that they've got covered. They nailed it. What they also nailed is that the patterns are very well written. They're straightforward and easy to understand, which is great. Always appreciated. And they seem quick and pithy. And they actually like tell you how advanced they are. It's like in the top of the at the top of the page, they actually have like a little meter. Like this is beginner, this is intermediate, this is advanced. Don't go here unless you're prepared, which is awesome. And also, there's something for everyone in the book, which is very hard to find. It has a nice range of pattern styles from traditional to more modern, and then you have like the more whimsical stuff. And there are two patterns that I would love to cast on immediately. And one is the Diamond Sampler scarf by Sylvia Cannizzaro. I hope I said that right. And it's very reminiscent of Nancy Bush's Estonian lace. It's just a simple, straightforward, rectangular scarf with different lace pattern changes throughout, and just very elegant. I would totally love to cast that on immediately. I'm actually thinking about it now. I don't know, maybe we'll see. And next up is the Avonlea scarf by Jenny Williams, which I'm totally blanking on the name of the pattern, but it reminds me of Isolde Teague's. I want to say. Not the Ripley. No, Ripley is the hat. But then she has like this kind of like Red Riding Hood, which was in Interweave Knits Holiday Knits. Anyway, it was like a little elf hat, but then it kind of wrapped around your neck, very gnome style. This is the same thing, but without the little point, and it's very cute. I highly recommend you check it out. So yeah, that's what I really enjoyed about the book. As far as what I didn't like about the book, technically speaking, there's nothing not to like. It was straightforward, no mysteries at all. It was just, a straightforward to the point pattern book. Excellent photos. If I had to pinpoint something, it's the fact that I wouldn't want to knit everything out of the book. Maybe like 2, 3, or 4 patterns out of 10 patterns. I say that's okay. I think that's a good gauge, but I mean, I would essentially really only like to cast on 2 out of 10, which is a little, I don't know. Not for everybody. I don't know. But if I had to say this, if I had to say something, it's, like I said, there's something for everybody, which is always a good thing. So overall, I think this would be a great gift for a beginner knitter because it has such a wide variety of patterns. It would offer them a wide variety of different techniques to try to find their style, what they enjoy knitting. So it gives them like a taste of a little bit of everything. And also they have some like a little. They have some interesting, like I said, there are some whimsical patterns in there that I don't think I would really per se ever knit. Kind of along the same lines as knitting with fun fur. Because the girl on the cover, which kind of worried me a little bit. She's dressed in like the one pattern is a very, I think it's like a modular knit where you knit a whole bunch of leaves and then you sew them together. And it creates like this very leafy swamp monster. I'm sorry, that's what I got from it. She looks it was a scary pattern in my opinion, but hey, it would make a great Halloween costume. So there you go. Or if you just want to kind of camouflage yourself into the wilderness of the jungle that is the city, it would work out very well. I'm just saying. But anyway, give it a look. I will post a link to it. But again, this was Fresh Design Scarves from Cooperative Press, which retails for $22.95. And when you purchase the print version online, you will also get a digital PDF version, or you can just download the digital PDF version only for $16.95 US, $16.95. So yeah, that is the review. As for other things, that's basically all I have for you today, but guys, thank you so much for tuning in. As always, you can reach me on Twitter or Ravelry. I'm Voolenvine. That's VOOLENVINE. Email me at voolenvine@gmail.com, or hey, just PM me on Ravelry. And also join the conversation in the Ravelry podcast group for Yarngasm. I try my best to dip in there. I know it's a little, life can get a little hectic, but I do my best to respond to everybody who gets in touch with me. If not, please forgive me. I do try to get back to you. And hello to everybody who's been in touch with me over the past few weeks, left me such wonderful, kind emails and PMs, and said hello on Twitter. Looking forward to the next video podcast, audio podcast, what have you. So stay tuned. Happy knitting, everybody. Bye. Want to say bye, Bella? She says hi. Bye, guys.